Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Louise, and today I'm going to be doing a little channel update as well as a bookshelf tour. So I have discovered that I can't really keep up with the book a week sort of energy that I was trying to go for with this channel. So I've decided that I really want to pivot my channel to be more towards AuthorTube rather than BookTube. However, I do still plan on doing book reviews and just talking about whatever books I'm reading at the time, but I want to get back into writing, and I think I'm going to start focusing really heavily on writing rather than trying to read all day every day. It just wasn't really viable given that I wanted to do other things during my day as well. So reading a book or two a week, I can't keep up with that. All the power to the people that can, but I just can't. So I'm going to go ahead and start pivoting more towards writing, which is the thing that I'm really, really passionate about. It's the thing that I want to do in my life. I want to write. I want to be a writer. So that's my little channel update, and I'll go ahead and start doing my bookshelf tour. This is going to be my first bookshelf here. That's usually behind me where I'm sitting at my desk. I've got up here the Sanderson Secret Projects, which, I mean, honestly, I think once I get all of Sanderson's books in hardcover, I'll probably end up making this whole shelf just Sanderson. But right now, that is where the Secret Project books are going. Then I've got Uzumaki by Junji Ito. I want to get more Junji Ito books, but they're not easy to find and they're not exactly cheap. So I'll probably eventually get some more of those. And then I've got Metro 2033, which I tried reading a long time ago, but it's been a while and I'm not sure if I'll get back into it. It wasn't bad, I just didn't really enjoy it a whole lot, you know. I've got Court of Thorns and Roses, which I'm planning on reading eventually. I've got the Gulag Archipelago. Anyway, then I've got War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I've got the Lonesome Dove series. Down here, let's see, I've got Kenny and the Dragon, children's book. I've got Frankenstein, Anna Karenina. I've got Dracula, Mina, The Great Train Robbery, Eaters of the Dead, Terminal Man, Where the Red Fern Grows, Jurassic Park books, Contact, Shutter Island, and Coraline. I've got Peter Pan, Sherlock Holmes, H.P. Lovecraft, the Aragon series, The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. I've got The Giver. I've got Dorothy Must Die. Down here I've got Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Book Thief, the first two short story collections for The Witcher. I've got Hyperion, Ender's Game, the Inkheart series, Del Toro Quest, a series on unfortunate events, the complete collection of Grimm's Fairy Tales, and then I've got King Arthur right here. And then down here I've got Dragon Rider, I've got World War Z, I've got the Wasteland collections, I've got the Living Dead collections, I've got The Witch and Wizard by James Patterson books, I've got Chronicles of Narnia, Maze Runner, Ready Player One, I Am the Messenger. I've got two of the Hannibal Lecter books, but they're the middle two. I don't have the first one, Hannibal Rises. No, these are the last two. I don't have Hannibal Rises or Red Dragon, which both occur before these two books. I've got Good Omens, and then I've got the Beautiful Creatures series. On the bottom shelf, I don't really have a whole lot of... On the bottom shelf, I've got a bunch of little books, kids' books, and a little bit of science fiction collections, I think, but not a whole lot. Nothing that I really want to read right now. That's why it's all on the bottom shelf. And then in the bookshelf that I have that's kind of behind me and to the side, on the top shelf, I've got the Destiny Grimoire, which, I mean, I love the lore of Destiny, I love the art of Destiny, so I've got those books. I think another one's coming out this year. I do kind of want it, but Bungie's not all that great, so. Anyways, after that, I've got the Welcome to Night Vale books. I read the first one back when I was still listening to the podcast, but I don't listen to the podcast anymore. So I've got the second book, but I've never gotten around to reading it. I've got a bunch of Ayn Rand books. I've got 3 copies of the Bible. I've got The Secret Life of Bees. I have The Well and the Mine. I've got The Martian. I've got Amongst the Rubble, which is a indie book by somebody that I follow on Tumblr. I've got the Hunger Games series. I've got the Golden Compass series. I have Gone with the Wind. I've got The Outsiders. I've got a Russian copy of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone because I was trying to read Russian. I have Leviathan Wakes up here as well. This shelf is my Stephen King shelf, which is not a whole lot of books, but I've got some. Down here I've got Carrie, Salem Slot, The Shining, the Richard Bachman books, The Stand, Night Shift, The Dead Zone, Firestarter, Cujo, The Diary of Ellen Rimbauer, Dreamcatcher, The Green Mile, Dolores Claiborne, Different Seasons, and Nightmares and Dreamscapes. I've got It, Misery, The Gunslinger. I think I have the first... I don't know how I'm missing book 4 of the Dark Tower series, but I have the first 3 and the 5th book, but none of the others. I have The Outsider, Pet Sematary, and Billy Summers. Down here I've got my mostly Sanderson, but as well as George Martin. Down here I've got the Game of Thrones series, or A Song of Ice and Fire. I've got Fire and Blood. I have Eye of the World, which is the first of the Wheel of Time series. So I'm planning on reading that eventually, but I just don't have time for it right now. And then I've got White Sand Volume 2, because I can't get my hands on volumes 1 or 3, and I think the omnibus comes out this month? I don't remember, but I'm thinking I'll probably just get the omnibus, and then I'm going to get rid of this volume 2. Then I've got The Last Metal, which is here because it fit more with these hardcovers here. And then I have Elantris. I have Mistborn Era 2 because I gave my sister Era 1, which I had underneath this, because I was like, you have to read these books, they're so good. And I'm planning on replacing all these books with hardcover versions. And then I've got Warbreaker, Arcanum Unbound, and then I also have the Stormlight Archive, which I really need to read Way of Kings. I haven't read Sunlit Man yet, and I'm kind of worried about reading that because I think it's supposed to be more Stormlight adjacent, which I haven't read Stormlight yet, so I really need to read Way of Kings. Down here I've got some more miscellaneous books, but books that I still enjoy regardless. Over here I've got Pride and Prejudice, Phantom of the Opera, Frankenstein, supernatural horror short stories. I've got some Ray Bradbury. I've got Dune. I've got the Silmarillion and Lord of the Rings. I've got Tales of Beetle the Bard, and then I have mostly nonfiction, self-help, and then over here I've got all of my D&D stuff. And then on the bottom shelf, I've got a bunch of, like, art supplies, and as well as my Harry Potter hardcover collection. So, those are my bookshelves. They're not really very impressive, but they're mine, and I love to have these bookshelves in my room to be able to just see them whenever I want to. But yeah, I guess that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, and if you want to see me talking about any of these books, or to see my journey through writing, which I am planning on starting to do, specifically in November, I think instead of doing NaNoWriMo, my goal is going to be to write every day rather than try and hit a 1,700 word goal for every day. I don't think that's doable considering how out of practice with writing I am right now. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!